Hello people, welcome back to my channel. This is Sew with Pivot. So we'll be learning how to make this chiffon top in this tutorial. To make this, we used 1.5 yards of chiffon fabric. So I went ahead to fold my fabric into two, and the length of my top is 24 inches plus 1 inch, that's 25 inches. And this is an off shoulder, so I'll be minusing 4. So I started measuring from that 4 and then to my 25 inches. The width of this fabric, I folded the back piece using my hips measurement, then I added like 2 inches, 2 or 3 inches. So this is it, is on fold. So I'll go ahead and place my shoulder measurement here, which is 14 divided by 2, which is 7 inches plus half inch seam allowance. So my shoulder measurement is supposed to be 7.5. Then I subtracted 2 from it. Then I'll get 5.5 inches. So I'll mark that point. So I'll go ahead to mark my armhole measurement, which is 7.5. So I'll place my tape from 4, then I'll measure 7.5 and I'll mark it out. Oh, sorry, my chalk is not showing well. Let me try and get a marker. So I've remarked it using a marker. I hope it's clearer now. Let's continue. My chest measurement is 38 divided by 4 is 9.5 plus 2 inches ease and seam allowance. I have 11.5. So I mark it out. Next is my shoulder to waist line. So I placed it from that -4, and then I also marked 16 inches. So on that point, I will measure my round waist measurement, which is 34 divided by 4, 8.5 plus 2 inches allowance, 10.5. My hips measurement is 40 divided by 4, 10 plus 2 inches, 12 inches. So I'll connect. So on this armhole line, I'll come up by 1.5 inches. So I'll connect it through that. So I'll go ahead and cut. For my front piece, I folded it into two. Then I went ahead to mark out 2 inches. So I marked it all the way down. Then from that point, I'll place my back measurement. So this extra 2 inches we cut is for the shirt allowance. That's for the button and the buttonhole. So I'll go ahead and cut. So I went ahead to slash that place open, then I notched that 2 inches. I went ahead to iron paper stay on that 2 inches for structure. Then I folded it in by 1/2 inch. Then you now fold the remaining one into two, so it must stop at that 2 inches line. So this is all we have, so go ahead and sew it. Then I'll bring back my back piece. For us to be able to cut out our sleeve, we have to measure what we have round on the on all the shoulders. So for this one I have 11. When I minus half inch for seam allowance, I'll be left with 10 inches. So what I have here now is what, 10 inches. Now for the front part, I'm going to measure, and what I had here after measuring was 5.5 inches. So by the time I remove half inch for joining the sleeve, I'll be left with what, with 5 inches. So that means I'm having 5 inches times 2. We have two front pieces, that's 10 inches. So I have 10 inches for the back, 10 inches for the front. What I have for my total round shoulder is 40. If I minus 40 minus that 20, will be left with what, 20 inches. Now for this, my sleeve is folded into 4 pieces, and the length is what, 16 inches. Now what I have here, that my round shoulder measurement of 40 inches minus the 20 inches we measured is what, 10 inch is 20 inches. Then when we divide it by 4, because this fabric is folded into 4, so I had 5. Then I added half inch allowance, that is 5.5 is what I marked here. Then from that point where I marked, I'm trying to arrange it so that you can see it well. Okay, so this is the 5.5 mark, you can see it. So now I'm going to get that my upper piece, whole side, and then I'll place it like this. I'll make sure the upper part matches together, then I'll place it like this, and then I'll just trace it out. I'll just cut it out so that you see what it looks like. So I also went ahead to just cut this place a little. So I'll mark the down, I'll remove this one. You can see this is what we have. So I'll mark the bottom of my sleeve and then connect it to this place. For the bottom of my sleeve, what I have is 10 inches. So I'm not going to be dividing here, I'll just use it like that because I'm using elastic to gather it. So I marked out 10 inches. Then I'll just connect it straight up to this point. Then I'll cut it out. So I went ahead to open up the sleeve. This is what it looks like. And once I'm done with the sleeve, I'll bring in my bodies, and then I'll join my sleeve. So I went ahead to bring in my back bodies. I will join the sleeves like this. I'll bring the front bodies, I will join it. So basically you just join your armhole measurements there. Now for the shoulder strap, I have 9 inches. The length is 9 inches while the width is 1.5 inches. Now remember, this is an off shoulder and I subtracted 4 inches. So when you multiply it by 2, the front 4 inches, back 4 inches, that's 8 inches. Then I added half inches for sewing allowance. That's how we got 9 inches. So we went ahead to fold it into 2. Then I sewed it. Then I used my hand needle to turn it like this. So after turning it, I'll just go ahead and iron it. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and fix in my strap. So on that my armhole joining, that is where I'll be fixing in my strap. So and I'm going to fix it on the wrong side like this. See it on the wrong side on that joining. So I pinned it down, then I'll cross it over to the other armhole like this. I'll open it up and then place it at the middle of it, then pin it up. So I'll go ahead to sew. So this is it after sewing. This is what we have. Now for us to get what we'll be using for the measurement of our cape, we're going to measure what we have on this shoulder. And when I measured, I got about 44 inches. So I'll go ahead and cut it on another fabric. So this is our sleeve piece, and I'm using a length of 10 inches. Then the width is 44 inches, then plus 1 inch for seam allowance. So I went ahead to fold this piece into two. Just watch, you'll see me folding it into two. It had joining at the center. The fabric was not long enough, so I joined it. So I folded it into two. That means after sewing, we'll be having like 4.5 inches. So I folded it into two. This one edge. Then I'll also bring this second edge together like this. Okay. Then from that folded edge up there, from here, yes, I'll take out about 1 inch. I want to slant it so that it won't be poking out, when we are done sewing. So I'll just slant it back to the base. So we cut it out. So I'll go ahead and sew it. This is it after sewing. This is what we have. So I'll go ahead and turn it over. So now bring back my bodies. So this is what it looks like. So I'm going to bring my cape, then I will match it up with my bodies from the wrong side. You can see it. So I'll pin it up to be sure it's accurate, like to be sure we have no excess before sewing. And this is what we have. So I'll go ahead and sew. And this is it after sewing. This is what we have. So after sewing, we flip it to the right side, and you can see we sewed it on the wrong side, and we'll flip it to the right side, and this is what it's looking like. So I'll fold my sleeve by ½ inch, then fold again by another ½ inch. Then I'll go ahead and sew it. Then after sewing, I'll pass in my elastic. The length of my elastic is 10 inches. So this is what we have after sewing. Then I'll go ahead and join my piece with 1 inch allowance. So I'll go ahead to sew on 1 inch allowance. So we are gradually coming to the end of this tutorial. Please, if you enjoyed this tutorial so far, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Please like my video, subscribe please. All right, so let's continue. So this is what we have. So I'll go ahead to fix in my button and then create my button holes. I will also go ahead and hem the bottom of my top. And this is what we have. Hope you'll be making yours soon. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.